Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this neon striped tumbler with neon glitter from Glitzy Kreations. This glitter is so bright. Like, look at it. I got a neon pack. It also had, so it had a pink, orange, purple, green, and a yellow. And it was perfect for the striped tumbler. I used the CrystaLac glitter glue to apply my glitter. And you'll see in the video that it's not perfect, but I have suggestions for those of you who are going to try to make this yourselves. I really believe that the brush you use makes all the difference. If you're interested in buying this neon pack or any of the other awesome glitters that they have over at Glitzy Kreations, make sure you use the code Allison15 to get 15% off your purchase. The other glitter I used was Emily's Pearl, which is my absolute new favorite white glitter. I cannot recommend it enough. It's really pretty and it looks really good under Brite Tone. So again, Allison15 for 15% off. You don't need the CrystaLac glitter glue to make this cup. You can totally do this with just your Brite Tone as you would any other glitter tumbler. So don't worry if you don't have the glitter glue, but if you do want to purchase it, I'll put a link down below for you to get it. But you can use just your Brite Tone and do this cup as you would before the glitter glue even existed. Let's get going.
As always, the first step is to prep and base coat your cup. I used the Cred Cutter method to prep this cup, and then I did 2 coats of universal white. I added the painter's tape around the top first. Get as close to the top as you can and keep it as straight as possible. You'll know if it's straight if the edge of one end of the tape and where you started lines up perfectly. Don't worry too much about it, but get it as straight as you can. I ended up doing rows of painter's tape down the entire cup. I recommend using painter's tape. I think it works best. I've done previous tutorials and I've used electrical tape in the past, and while I've had success with it, more recently I've been having issues. So stick with a good quality painter's tape and just keep going down the entire cup. It doesn't fit perfectly on this 20-ounce skinny. This one is from Makerflow, but I just kept going and I was left with just a little one on the bottom, so I just put the tape around it and folded it over the edges. And then I had to figure out where I wanted my colors versus the white. So I am pulling away tape every other one and I'm going to fill these in with my neon colors. That means I'll have white glitter on the top and the bottom. So I use glitters from Glitzy Kreations. Again, Allison15 for 15% off. I used orange peel, lime, and I used Pink Paradise and Purple Craze. These are super bright, pretty glitters, but they are iridescent. So I didn't use a base coat and ended up needing 2 coats of glitter. The colors really popped after 2 coats. So I recommend either doing a base coat that matches, like the orange, pink, green, or just know that you're probably gonna need 2 coats of glitter. I brushed on the glitter glue and it did not look good after my first coat, and I attribute that to this brush that I'm using. I would recommend using a wide enough brush if you can to cover that whole space. So if I had like a 1-inch brush, I think it would have looked much better. So you can see it's pretty light after this first coat, but it looks really, really good after I did my second coat. So I did these individually. I brushed on the glue, I did my orange, and then I could clean up the orange glitter before I moved on to the pink. So I just brushed on the glue. Having a damp brush is going to help it get smooth as well. So I recommend the widest brush you can use in your space, and make sure that you're dipping your brush in some water. You don't want it fully dripping, but you do want it to be damp. Remember, the glitter glue does need 2 hours to dry, and after 1 hour you can flatten it with your parchment paper. Again, you could use Mod Podge or Brite Tone to apply your glitter as well if you don't have the glitter glue. I didn't get it on film, but I did do a second coat of this glitter. Remember, let it dry for 2 hours, and then you can move into the next step. I brushed on the glitter glue to add a second coat, similar to what I'm gonna do now. I don't have it on video, but it really helps to have a damp brush. So to put on a second coat, you would brush it on just like I'm doing it and also add your glitter. And once that layer is dry, you're gonna seal and flatten your glitter. To seal and flatten, you're just going to add the glue again, just like I'm doing here, all the way around the cup. After 1 hour, you can flatten it in your parchment paper. I know it seems like a lot to keep track of the timing. Let me know in the comments below if you want to know how I stay organized with all of my different cups and progress of my projects. So flatten it by pushing it on pressure and then make sure it dries for 2 hours. After that 2 hours, I removed the tape and I was very impressed with the very crisp lines that I got. I think it looks really good. With 2 coats of glitter, that tape came off really easily and the lines are very sharp. So then I did the white. So I did the white second, so if by chance I got any white glitter on the orange or the pink, you really wouldn't be able to tell. But if I got orange in the white, you would be able to tell. So definitely start with your colors first and then do the white. So this exact same process, brush on your glue. Be a little bit more careful because you don't want to put glue on any of the colors or your glitter will absolutely stick there. So I added the white glitter and I let this dry for 2 hours. I also needed a second coat for this white glitter as well. Again, this brush just really wasn't working for me. So I'm hoping I can test out some other brushes and give you guys some insight on what will work. For now, it's seeming like a foam brush might be my best bet, but you can see that I missed some spots with my glue, so I had to go over it. So again, get your brush damp, brush on your glue, and then you can add glitter right to this wet glue. If you don't have the glitter glue, you can do the exact same process with however you are applying your glitter. Whether you're using Mod Podge, you can use Mod Podge or E6000 to do the second coat. I obviously recommend E6000 over Mod Podge. But while the glue is still wet, add your glitter, let it dry for 2 hours, and then you can seal and flatten it once again. You can see that it just looks so much better with a second coat. And don't be afraid of having to do a second coat, especially with the glitter glue. It still did not take all that many coats to get this fully flat. So again, after an hour, you're gonna wanna flatten the glitter. So I brushed off my excess glitter. I brushed on more glue, and I did stick with just the white. So whatever section I was working on, I only put glue on that section. So I already sealed the colors, and now I'm sealing the white, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. But I just rubbed the glue around, let it dry for an hour, rolled it in parchment paper, and then let it dry for an additional hour. Just keep track of your timing. The glitter glue always needs 2 hours to dry. Once that was done, I did 4 coats of Brite Tone. Remember, each coat needs to dry for 4 hours. Keep your coats thin, about 2 milliliters per coat, possibly up to 3.5 for the first few coats, and then it should go down from there. Then you need to sand with 400 grit sandpaper. It's best to sand in the morning. So if your last coat was at night, it's best to sand the following morning to give your cup extra dry time. Sand everywhere down with 400 grit sandpaper and then wipe it clean. And you can continue coats and sanding until your cup is fully smooth. If you want to see another really cute cup I did with glitter from Glitzy Kreations, go ahead and click on the video on your screen now. It's another striped tumbler with really fun glitter. See you there.